Hello everyone. This is Shilpa here, and it's my absolute honor to welcome a true pioneer of homeopathy, Dr. Farooq Master. Now, Dr. Master, he began his journey 5 decades ago when he left conventional medicine to follow his heart into homeopathy. And since then, he's gone on to become India's first MD in homeopathy, one of the first PhDs in cancer management using homeopathy, and a beloved teacher to thousands of students around the globe. Whether through his groundbreaking clinical work, his dedication to teaching, or his role in bringing homeopathy into mainstream institutions, Dr. Master's contribution has been nothing short of extraordinary. But today, we are going to go beyond the accolades to meet the man behind the mission because Sir is going to celebrate his 50th anniversary in a homeopathic journey next year. So, Sir, thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you, Shilpa.
Perfect. So, Sir, I want you to basically take me back to 1976. Because that was, what was it that really drew you away from orthodox medicine towards homeopathy?
So, first of all, to begin with, honestly, I never wanted to join medicine. I wanted,
Okay.
I wanted to become an engineer, wanted to become a mechanical engineer, and I wanted to always ride a railway engine. That was my childhood dream. But what happened is that we had to join the science faculty to become an engineer, and I was in KC College in Bombay.
Okay.
I'd made a lot of friends in Agarwal classes, and most of my friends were basically planning to join engineering. So I was very happy in that group. But when we went to inter science, we had to select a A group and a B group, A
Yes.
group engineering and B group. And most of my friends, let's say 8 out of 10, selected B group. And then I felt, oh God, I will have only one friend in A group. I don't like that. So I shifted to B group. But that is crushing all my dreams of becoming an engine driver. And I said, okay, it's good also to become a doctor, no problem. And so I joined B group and then I passed my entrance exams. So I applied for about 5, 6 medical school. In those days, competition was very tough. We had only 300 seats all over Maharashtra and only 100 seats in Bombay. So I had to apply out of Bombay to secure. So somehow I managed to get a seat in MBBS in Patna, Bihar, and I joined it. But most of my friends were in different places of India. So finally, I'm alone. So all that dream of studying together MBBS was not there because somebody got in Sholapur, somebody in Bombay, somebody in Nashik. So like that, we were all scattered. And those days there was no internet, no mobile phone, so you can't even connect with each other. Anyway, the cultural shock was very big in Bihar because a Bombay student going to Bihar, different culture, different language, different food, different way of learning. So the first 6 months were really a big cultural shock. But anyway, I found it very interesting to learn anatomy because first MBBS we are taught anatomy and physiology. So the subject glued me to the course because it was very interesting to study human body and the functioning of a human body. Then after 9 months, there was a very big unrest in Bihar and maybe all over India. It was known as Mandal Commission, where they wanted to separate and segregate reservation quota because students were against reservation in medical school and they wanted only merit. But the other group of students wanted lot of reservation. That became very violent and turned into riots and all those things. And all the schools, educational schools in Bihar and Patna and Uttar Pradesh, Orissa, all were closed. And so I thought, what will I do over there now when everything is closed temporarily? So I came back to Bombay. And in Bombay, I met Dr. S.R. Wadia. I saw Dr. M.L. Dhaule. Both Dr. Dhaule was MD practicing homeopathy. Dr. Wadia was MBBS practicing homeopathy. Dr. Kasad was MBBS practicing homeopathy. And when I saw them, I thought at least let me meet them once and go to their clinic and look what they are doing. Also, when I was in Patna for 9 months, I saw Dr. Bhattacharya, another homeopath, who had a waiting period of about 600 patients sitting outside his waiting room, mostly in the tent. And I thought, oh God, these homeopaths are really, really popular in India. Most of the patients were MD doctors sitting in the waiting room. I think so that brainwashed me. And I thought, let me go to homeopathic school in Bombay and inquire. And they say, yeah, we are still empty. We still have 3 seats empty. And we got admission only in June, but now you are coming almost in February. So you have missed the whole terms. But if you pay a fine of 5,000 rupees, we will give you the admission. I said, oh,
Okay.
I don't mind paying 5,000 rupees. But then I have lost almost 25,000 rupees in MBBS because they charged the hostel fee and everything in advance for 4 years. The fees were not very costly in Patna. It was just 300 rupees per year. So anyway, I took the risk and I joined homeopathy. And again, a big cultural shock. Most
Right.
of homeopathic teachers were practicing allopathy. There was no atmosphere of learning. We had a batch of 50, but only 10 students attended the class. The rest 40 were going to allopathic hospital to study modern medicine. So all this led me to a very another big shock and then little depression also. So 3.5 years of licentiate course. There were no degree courses of homeopathy in those days. I hardly found any teacher with whom I can learn homeopathy because
Mm.
90% of them were practicing allopathy. So after passing homeopathy for 3.5 years, that is in 79 December, I really began my own study, trying to
Wow.
find some gurus in homeopathy under whose feet I can sit and learn homeopathy. So that was my beginning in
Oh.
homeopathy.
Who were your greatest influences? Who were your mentors in those early professional years?
So basically, we had two teachers in our homeopathic college in Bombay. One was Dr. Samant. He was a DMS from Calcutta. He used to teach organon, but he was practicing allopathy in Malad. But he used to always talk about his Calcutta stories. And then we had Dr. Sarabe Kapadi as a consultant to our homeopathic college. He was also DMS from the same college, but he was practicing homeopathy. We had Dr. Sarla Sonawala, who was also DMS from Calcutta. She was raving about her Calcutta story, but she was practicing pure homeopathy. So when I heard all the Calcutta stories from them, I asked them who is the best guru from whom I can learn. And everybody said Bholana Chakravarti. And he said, look, if you go there and if he accepts you as an observer, nothing like that. The big problem was the poverty because I didn't had so much money to travel to Calcutta and stay in Calcutta and feed myself. But I just went. Those days there were no direct train. There was no Gitanjali Express the way we have today. Those days we had a railway engine with coal, not with even a diesel engine. So by the time you reach Nagpur, your face is totally black like
Oh my
baptiste. But yet I went, to Calcutta and I met Dr. Chakravarti and I gave their references and he said, okay. But then he will practice at 11 o'clock in the morning and end at 12 o'clock in midnight. And there is no chair to sit. You have to stand. But I really learned and my legs were really aching after 4 or 5 hours of standing. So I used to go to toilet and sit, not to pass any stool or urine, but just to relax myself. And I managed to survive in Calcutta eating just vada pav or something like that, not to stay in in a dharamshala with 10 rupees per night. And somehow I managed, but that was a big stimulus. I came back to Bombay, then I collected little money because I was also working in college as a house physician and AMO. So from salary, I used to, save some money. And I went repeatedly to BN Chakravarti. Then I found another teacher, Dr. S.K. Dubey. So I went to Dr. Dubey also. Then in Bombay, I took help of Dr. Sarabhe Kapade also. So these were the main teachers who instilled a lot of interest in me. Then I went to George Vithoulkas in Greece because his name was also popular, but it required money to travel to Greece and Elonisos. And I was very grateful to Dr. George Vithoulkas because he really said that, okay, pay less money, but you come. And so it was good. He liked me. He liked me so much that in 2000 he came to Bombay in my clinic and he was here for about 4 or 5 days. Then together we gave a very big seminar in Shamokhanandan Hall where 2,500 students came in 2000. So my closeness became very nice with Dr. George Vithoulkas. And then for next almost 10, 12 years, I went regularly to Elonisos just to see what kind of homeopathy he practices. So I had a Calcutta knowledge, I had some knowledge from Vithoulkas. And like that, I kept, then internet came, of course, after some years. So internet and then some books were released about old literature, old magazines. Dr. Andre Sen from Canada, stimulated me to read the old literature and he showed me the libraries in America from where I can read the case records of Lippi and from Germany, Dr. Hahnemann and all those things, sharpened my skills slowly, 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 slowly. And these were my teaching tools, you can say, in homeopathy.
Oh, that's wonderful, sir. So, if you've had such a long decorated career, right? And if you had to pick just one contribution you're very proud of in homeopathy, what would you say?
I was, I think, sort of first person in homeopathy. I don't know in the world. I don't know in India, but I know of Bombay that I integrated homeopathy into allopathic hospitals.
Mm.
So that was the Bombay Hospital, which a homeopathic department was started in 1982. Now, in 1982, a miracle happened. I used to sit because I had no money. So I used to sit in Zoroastrian pharmacy on a 50% sharing, a small, tiny cabin. And one a pujari comes to me, pujari at Brahmin type of guy with a very bad asthma. And
Mm.
he said that I am on pumps and I am on all the drugs and bronchodilators and can homeopathy help? Those days I used to charge 5 rupees fee, that is consultation plus 1 week medicine. And from that 2.5 rupees goes to the pharmacy, 2.5 rupees comes to me. So I took down his acute symptom and gave him Ipecac and he felt better. And then I said, okay, now we can talk more about your asthma. And then when we talked more about his asthma, it was a natramur type of personality. So I gave him natramur and within 3 months, his inhalers and all those things disappeared. And the expense that he spent behind my treatment was hardly 35 rupees. He was so impressed. He said, look, I am taking medicines for last 12 years and each pump is costing me 45, 50 rupees. And here, at the cost of one inhaler, my asthma got cured. He said, will you come with me to see the chairman of Bombay Hospital? I said, I will come, but my house visit charges will be 40 rupees. He said, I don't mind, but you come and see. And when I went there to the chairman of Bombay Hospital, he had 13 surgeries already in his body because he was a chairman. So everybody wanted to operate on him and give him relief. And he was a bad case of COPD with emphysema. And he was chronically on steroids. So when I took his history and I saw all his symptom projected towards ammonium carbonicum, and I gave him Ammon Cup 30, he felt so relief, slowly, slowly, 200, 1 m. And then he said, you give me so much relief with homeopathy. What do you want? I said, look, From today onwards, you don't pay me my visiting fees or any fees. Instead, open a department of homeopathy for poor people and just charge 5 rupees for the new case paper. And so he was very happy. He says, how many days you want to come? I said, 3 days. But then he said, you have to also make some money. I said, that's your wish. He said, then the evening you sit in the same room, charge money. In the morning you sit in the same room, give free treatment. That was the arrangement. And we opened the department. It prospered, prospered, prospered. And then one fine day, I got a municipal commissioner as my patient. His name was Mr. Tinaikar. And he was, I think so, after retiring from the municipal commissioner, he got a job at CEO of a Jaslo hospital. Now, he had an allergic rhinitis, 50 to 100 sneezes early in the morning and taste stomach and all those things. So I met him. I saw his symptoms. I gave him Silesia. His sneezing disappeared. I said, look, sir, you are on such a big post. You had ruled BMC for years and you are a very famous guy in BMC. Can you not open a charitable clinic in BMC? He said, okay, the current commissioner is my friend and I can write a note to him, but you have to go through the right channels. And so I went to the right channel. Then I met some local municipal councillors, and they also said, okay, if you want to do free work, we will allow you. So we started in KEM hospital. Luckily, the head of the surgical department was also in favor of homeopathy, and he was giving privately homeopathic drugs to his patients. So we started a department in KEM Hospital, Parel. First, it was a sports medicine. So we started with sports medicine. We used to treat all the cricket team people and football players and kabaddi players and boxing and all. And then gradually from sports medicine, they converted into general medicine. We did it for about 12 to 15 years. And in those days, I'd finished my MD with specialization in tumor and homeopathy. And then when I did my PhD with oncology, I told the municipal commissioner that why can't we have a homeopathic department and in oncology with a palliative care. So it took 2 years for them to be convinced to show them because KEM doesn't have an oncology department. They refer their patients to Tata Memorial.
Correct.
Anyway, I got a approval and I started this department about 6 years back. So KEM Bombay started in a full-fledged. So we have general OPD, we have a special cancer OPD. Then KEM Pune got interested. So we started in KEM Pune. And now very recently, the Reliance Foundation Hospital at Churni Road, which was previously Harkisandas Hospital, also invited me to start a palliative care in oncology and nephrology and general homeopathy. So we have just been appointed in Reliance Hospital also. So
So
this is the
you make it sound so simple and so easy. I don't, what were your challenges? How did you overcome skepticism? I mean, tell us about it.
see, the basic thing is that first of all you have to learn simple, basic homeopathy.
Mm.
I see lots of big people in homeopathy who don't know any basic homeopathy, but they talk about advanced homeopathy. Simple homeopathy, simple constitutional remedies, simple materia medica will give you 80% success. I tell you that. I have never crossed the boundary and dared myself to other unknown areas in homeopathy. Somebody is talking about dreams, somebody is talking about sensation, somebody is talking about uh, genetics in homeopathy, somebody is talking about different things. But most of them don't talk about basic fundamental symptoms of bryonia and Rustux, which you should know by heart. And this is where we lack. And that is why many times results don't come. Most of the challenges that I have seen in homeopathy, impressing people, surgeons, gynecologists, anesthesiologists, which I have treated with simple remedy like pulsatilla, and sepia, and ipica, and netramure.
Hmm.
I've never given them a butterfly or a rare fish or a rare plant to cure them. Do you follow?
I
Think,
get it.
think success of Hahnemann, 99 remedies. Think success of Boger. Think success of Boning Ocean. Think success of Herring. Think success of Kant. If they can be legends with 99 remedies, or even less, we have 6,000 remedies. We have complicated homeopathy. Do you follow? And then there is a mind method, and there is a physical method, and then there are all confusions of methods. It confuses. So basically, my teaching, my methodology is very simple. Go from very basic things, which Bonegoshen, Boger, Kant, and Hahnemann talks about. Organon is the most neglected book in our profession. People just conveniently bring something from the Organon to convince their methodology, but that is only one aphorism out of 200 aphorisms. Your methodology should convince all the aphorisms of Organon. That is important. And that is why I feel the more you stick to basic, the more you stick to fundamentals, will give you solid results, and you will progress, and you can show results to the world, even skeptics. And this is where you should go about. This is my advice to all of you.
So, sir, if I have to ask you, were you always this successful? What were the things that you did? Were they failures?
We do get failures. See, failures in any therapeutics is always there. Nobody can cure from A to Z. Even homeopathy itself has limitation, no? Do you agree? Can't cure every disease in the world, right? But from whatever scope we have to persistently show results in certain areas where homeopathy has a definite cure.
Hmm.
Now, if you are a failure treating a hay fever, you are a bad homeopath. If you are a failure in treating a simple eczema, you are a bad homeopath. You understood? If
Correct.
you have a migraine, simple migraine, and you can't cure a simple migraine, you are a bad homeopath. But if there is some autoimmune disease which is advanced, and if you are not able to cure, it's good. Nobody can cure advanced autoimmune disease, even with allopathy. Or if it's a chronic asthma of 35 years and you can't cure it, come on, it's okay. But here you look for the relief. What I
Hmm.
don't like amongst homeopathies, that one rare case they will show in the seminar, in their books, in their webinars, and people feel that, oh, that homeopath now can cure many things. It's wrong, because 99s are failure behind that one case. So don't go by such results. Simple things learn to cure, that will help you in your bread and butter, that will help you to pay off your bills, and that will even sharpen your skill and make homeopathy much more popular. But then if you see something very advanced, very difficult, here try to palliate the patient. That's why the department name I have given is palliative oncology. I have not given oncology. You
Got you.
understand? So we
Hmm.
try to reduce the symptoms. The moment I say I start curing cancer, it's difficult. It will
Hmm.
bring many complication, legal, medical, legal. And our skills are not so good where I can say, okay, you have a cancer, don't take allopathy, only my treatment and you'll be cured. No, I'm lying to the patient.
Got you.
Got it?
So, sir, what inspired you to focus on cancer or
Nothing,
neurology or kidney?
nothing inspired me. Honestly, nothing inspired me. And it is all a part of the journey. 1985, I went to Lucas Clinic to study Iscador therapy. Now,
Correct.
Iscador therapy is Viscum album extract you inject. And that was just curiosity. And I saw that applying Iscador to cancer patient started giving good relief. So I went multiple times to Lucas Clinic. I took a certificate of training from there, and I started using it in India. But the cost of the ampules injections were too high for Indian population. Plus, import was a very big problem for me. And that is why Iscador use became minimum. But I knew affording class of people could use it. I saw some wonderful results. So these patients who were relieved started spreading my name.
Got you.
And they brought cancer patient. Honestly, I never intended to treat a cancer patient. But then 1 to 2, 2 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1,000. So today, 70% of the practice that I see are cancer patients, but I don't claim anything on internet. I don't claim anything on Facebook like any people are putting on Facebook, cancer cured in 2 days, cancer better in 5 days. I don't do those nonsense. Word of mouth. They want to come. But we also say that we treat eczema and we do treat dysmenorrhea and we do treat migraine like that.
Got you. So, sir, you've taught across a dozen or more countries and inspired so many students outside India as well. So, how do you adapt your teaching to different cultures or different educational, backgrounds?
First, teaching was a fun and teaching
Hmm.
was honestly. So I started my journey in 1985 when I received an invitation from a group of homeopaths in France. That was the first time. In fact, I was the first person from Bombay to cross the ocean and teach homeopathy. And when I came back to college, everybody asked me, who invited you? Give me the address, this. We also want to go. I said, look, I did not apply anywhere. I did not apply anywhere. Somebody came to our college from France to visit our college, and maybe he sat in my lecture and he heard my lecture on carbo veg. So maybe he passed on a word to his own group, and that's how I went to France. People in France seminar, some students came from Switzerland. So then they invited me in Switzerland, and then the chain started. And in fact, I was running my own personal school in almost 13 countries. Because first I did capture the part of Europe, the Western Europe. Then the Eastern Europe was more successful, like Hungary, Poland, Czechoslovakia. Those days there was Czechoslovakia, Russia. And then slowly I went to South America. So I was invited in Brazil and then Colombia and then Mexico and then Argentina and all those things. And then, of course, North America. This went on very nicely till that stupid internet came. Internet destroyed homeopathy because webinars started. And I have been trained in giving face-to-face seminar, correct? People became lazy. They wanted to learn homeopathy wearing pajamas in their house, which I hate because there is no interaction. Because you don't know whether they are paying attention while I'm talking. You understood?
Hmm.
I have seen that. I have seen that with my eyes. How many of them are paying attention? You follow? And when you come to a classroom, your mindset is quite different when you are in your bedroom.
Hmm.
You understood? So these webinars are I am not much in favor of. I get regular invitations, but I just fold my hand and said, if it is in person, once a year I can come, but not for webinar. So this kind of teaching I don't like. Huh? So adapting to the culture, I found Eastern Europe and South America very open for homeopathy. Very open. Like my first seminar in Hungary, I got 200 students. 200. And I finished almost 19, 20 years teaching in Hungary. Even this October, I'm invited in Hungary. The same amount of students come, same crowd comes, not less. Czechoslovakia, now of course divide into two parts, but when it was Czechoslovakia, Still, I used to get 175, 200 students. Mexico, 300 students used to come. Colombia, still more. So, like that, this is the area of interest. America, no, not much. Not much. Some of them are extremely busy. Some of them think that I will know homeopathy. You understood? So I did not see much crowd in America, but whenever they invite me in annual congresses like JHC, Joint American Congress, I have been invited speaker. Yes, there we see 200 plus people. So I only go there now to teach when they invite me as an invited speaker. Otherwise, individual colleges are all closed.
Hmm.
As far as your country is concerned, Australia, I came 2 times through some naturopathic school or something, I don't remember. But then I don't see much growth in Australia also.
Hmm.
Nothing. New Zealand, I went 2 times. Again, I don't see. So that part is little not so developed, I would say so. Thailand, I go regularly. A lot of people who are interested in Thailand. So I get audience of 150, 200 people. Other countries, too, I'm not very sure. China, I have never been there. But other countries in Southeast Asia, Singapore has a very little. So when I go there, about 10, 15 people are there to listen to me. So I don't teach much in Singapore also. So the I think because of Chinese medicine being so popular, so that's the reason why you can't get recognition of them. Malaysia is a very big country where
Hmm.
there's a very good homeopathy. So the type of homeopathy in Malaysia is more shop like you go to a pharmacy and buy some specific remedies. No good classical, even though they have a Cyberjaya university, but education is not up to the mark. So like that, I found South America, Eastern Europe, and of course, India is the best. No, nobody can touch India. So India is the best. So this is how I adapt myself. But unfortunately, homeopathy is declining everywhere in the globe. And that is very sad part.
So, what, in your opinion, should, when you talk about boosting the popularity of homeopathy, what are the steps that you believe should be taken or, around the world?
I think so. The first thing is to convince the ruling party or the government who rules the country and have a discussion with them that give us some opening and observe our results. I
Hmm.
would say that. Now, when I got appointed, and even today, in all my hospital, I only have 1 year contract, and the contract is renewable. At
Right.
the end of the year, we fill a form, statistical form. How many patients we saw, what disease we saw, how much improvement was there. Based on the report, the hospital decides the contract should be renewed for next year or not.
Got you.
Government of Italy has opened multiple cancer centers of palliative oncology, but they have regular statistics of how cancer patients are improving with homeopathy. So, like that, first, government should allow us on an experimental basis. Once it is there, and make it popular and spread in health centers, government health centers. And this, so if you do this, lot of people will come to know why homeopathy is so popular in South America, because there are many health centers government recognize where there is a homeopath sitting and giving medicine. Because they are poor country, so people feel much better with homeopathy. Then the word spreads. I have gone to those centers and I have seen with my eyes. So this is the one way of making homeopathy popular. Another way is to educate people. Now
Hmm.
here we need educators. We need social workers. In Bombay, I am attached with many, many cancer educators, society, and I tell them that please do this work. of spreading homeopathy as a part of the therapy, either after main treatment, either during the main treatment in modern medicine, or after the main treatment. But introduce this. Then slowly, once you give some results in side effect of chemotherapy, radiation, or operation, then you can go and treat some complications of the primary disease itself, but go slowly. And you won't believe, in the last 10, 15 years, I have built up a solid therapeutics of cancer, which was not existing in our literature at all.
True.
So this is the next way how to go about. I think so. These are the two best ways I would suggest to make homeopathy popular in any field.
So this is very important. The thing you mentioned about I have built up therapeutics for a particular disease because you've seen thousands of cases of that particular disease. Is there a difference in the way you choose a remedy for a cancer patient than you would for other patients?
No, there is no different way at all. But sometimes what happens, we lack a lot in our therapeutics. I'll give you a simple example. A lot of people, the people who come to me, majority in cancer are advanced. Okay. They are about to die or they are going to die. Okay. So many ladies come with breast cancer, which is fungating, coming out. They have taken everything in the world, surgery, operation, radiation, blah, blah. And the hemorrhage is there. Now in the repertory, we have a remedy belladonna under hemorrhage, malignant, ulcer, breast. Nobody will think of belladonna, correct? Nobody. I tried belladonna and I found good results. Now see here I am verifying something which is existing in the repertory, which doesn't come to the mind of people so easily. That's number one. Number two, repertory is an incomplete index.
Correct.
Right? Not a complete index.
Hmm.
So we have another remedy known as Huang Nan in boric, but not in the repertory of hemorrhage, cancer, ulcer. So I started using Huang Nan in some patients. I got results. Now I put Huang Nan under next to belladonna, but which was not there in the earlier. So belladonna was confirmed, Huang Nan was introduced. Like that, I work in two methodology. But I don't use only one repertory. I use multiple repertories, find and search the right symptom. Like there is an fungation of the cancerous breast ulcer, advanced. Now here I use Materia medica in Sorinum herring rights, advanced stages of cancer of the breast with fungation. So
Hmm.
sometimes from Materia medica, I bring the reference, convert it into the rubric, put into the repertory. I confirm Sorinum at the same time. This is how I work.
Hmm. Wonderful. So, there's you've written so many different books. What do you feel has made the greatest impact on homeopaths around? What would you say?
I think so. The book on perceiving rubrics of the mind has made a lot of impact because before I wrote this book, nobody knew much about mind. And even though English is our first language, but people don't know the meaning of every word in English. And so I saw that people who have passed homeopathy for 10 years, 15 years, they still know the difference between reserved and introspection or introverted and reserved. And I thought that let me write nice book on that. And then I went into the explanation of delusion in the mind chapter, which was very neglected when I was a student. And even after passing for many years, I saw homeopaths are not using delusion directly or indirectly. So I started writing that. I wrote a book on dreams also. And those days, people hardly use dreams in their practice. So the meaning, I went into two editions of dream, two editions of perceiving rubrics of the mind. Then I thought children is another very big book which I wanted to write from my clinical experience. So I wrote a book on that also. Then after finishing my MD in cancer, I did wrote a book on tumors and homeopathy. And now after PhD, the another book on cancer, which I wrote. So, like that, wherever I saw that there is a lacking in literature and it needs something new, I write. But nowadays, my writing speed is very, very poor. I hardly write about 3, 4 pages in a month for any book. And so for last many years, I have not brought out any book after the last cancer book because I don't have time to write the book.
I get it, sir. But no, you have your daughters, you have your grandchildren right now.
Yes.
How? So you've written books on children. Tell me about being a father and then now a grandfather. Has it influenced your life and practice in some way?
A
Your
lot, a
homeopathy?
lot, a lot. So both my daughters, my eldest daughter also got admission in MBBS, but she rejected. Of course, I wanted her to do MBBS. I'm very honest with you. And then I wanted her to practice homeopathy, but my wife was instrumental in saying, if your father can become so famous, why can't you become famous by studying homeopathy? So she pushed her into my college only. And then, of course, she married in Singapore and now she's practicing homeopathy. My other daughter also got it in MBBS, but my wife wanted her to study physiotherapy. So she's studying physiotherapy. She passed and she did a post graduation and now in America and she got her license also. Now I'm helping her to use homeopathy in physiotherapy patients. She did it in musculoskeletal disorder. And you know, we have a rich therapeutics in musculoskeletal disorder. So like that, I've influenced my daughters indirectly or directly to grandchildren are too small to be influenced, honestly. But we have a very strong what should I say, motivation in field of homeopathy in my family, in my relatives, in my friend circles. So even when I am in my residence, people keep on ringing my doorbell from neighbor and surrounding building. Uncle, I have this. Can you give me something? Uncle, this, uncle, that, uncle, this. And then animals come a lot to my house and to my clinic. My cat is vomiting, my dog has diarrhea, and this and that. So there is not a moment where I am not free from homeopathy.
So, if I have to ask you at this point, sir, what legacy would you like to leave behind for the next generation of homeopaths? What would you say?
I think so. First should be honesty, dedication, and discipline. This is three things which are very important. I want to leave. First of all, we should be very honest in what we are doing, not show something which we are not doing at all to impress somebody.
Mm.
Dedication is very, very important. What happens is I see so many cases on webinar and on Facebook and on other medias, on Instagram. This patient was helped with this and this medicine, but they don't say whether allopathy was given, Ayurveda was given, other things was given. Nothing. And they put people on their individual website also on cancer. I took homeopathy, I felt much better. This is what they put on website. So definitely somebody who reads the video will be impressed. But that guy is not telling that what treatment he took previously
Got you.
and what symptoms were relieved. So no details. They hide it. Honestly, they hide it.
Mm.
So that kind of dedication is bad. This is the
Mm.
right dedication. Be honest, be simple, be just show what you are. The total reflection of your soul, the total reflection of your heart, of your mind. I think so. That is the dedication I want. And then discipline.
So, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for sharing your frank thoughts
Thank you, Shilpa.
and parting words. Before we go, you know, when what's the next step for you? What are you looking for in the
Next
next
step,
50 years
next
of your life?
next step is to maintain what I have created. That's all. No expansion, because I think so limit has come for expansion. Now we should maintain exactly the departments that we have started. Otherwise, the reputation will go down. It's easy to get, but then we have to maintain it. So I would prefer to maintain my departments, to bring out scientific papers, to bring out good cases from the practice and show it to the world. This is homeopathy.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
And all power to you, and all our best wishes are with you. And we look forward to more. And, thanks for
Bye
inspiring.
bye.
Take
Come
care.
to Bombay
I
and meet
will.
me next
I
in
will.
KEM Hospital.
Yes,
Bye.
I look forward to.